I decided to go live for YouTube. This is probably the first time I'm going to go live for YouTube. But how y'all doing? Well. So we live for the NBA trade deadline. If y'all know, if you rock with your boy, hold on, let me turn it down. I'm turning it down a little bit. Just turn the volume up a little bit on TV because the trade deadline is here today. And so far, we've seen a lot of people come and go for their teams. Of course, one of the biggest trades that happened a couple days ago. Dang, it ain't even been that long. Luka Doncic, of course, is heading to the Magics. I mean, not the Magic. I said the Magic. I'm thinking of Luka Magic. He going to the Lakers. My apologies. Woo! And of course, they made that trade with AD, of course. And AD is going to the Mavericks, and I've of course made a video about this when it first happened. Really, in order for AD to blossom with Dallas, it's going to have to be a lot of pick and rolls being set up, being pushed, being done, doing everything, And I feel as if is Kyrie that guy per se that Anthony Davis can be blossomed more with. Like, he's already a blossom as a player, but even then, sometimes he's made of glass. So I don't know if he's going to per se be the best with that team. Hopefully no injuries come for that guy, because if it does, I just got to say Dallas might actually go off on that team. The Dallas fan base, I should say, is probably going to go off on that team. So out of all honesty, I feel as if Dallas fan base this whole year, this whole season for any sports, y'all have been experiencing a lot of pressure. I mean, woo! You had the Cowboys, of course, and the Cowboys themselves we already know how that went. And then obviously Dak Prescott got hurt and everything. So their whole season just got messed up anyway. They was already struggling. And then now you had the Dallas Mavericks as well. Ownership so far in Dallas right now, it's looking crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking crazy. Going on to the Lakers side. As you can see, they got number 77. So right now they're doing good. I mean, they got Dorian Finney-Smith back with his former teammate. And all I'm gonna say is that number 77 is gonna pretty much blossom. Luka, he gonna have his way, and they just got Mark Williams, so they really finna be good. So, that's funny. If you were given 200,000 euros, what would you spend it on? That's interesting because, I mean, I'm from America, so I've never really used euros like that. I normally just use whatever that they be given, but who knows? I probably was spending just on some things, to get to my peoples, some money. But back to my whole thing right here. They now they've already had, some pretty good shooters, okay? But now they got Luka now, and now the Lakers can really just blossom, shoot more shots than they've already had. Offense is going to be out of this world. It already was doing pretty good for the past couple games. They've been beating everybody. I mean, so far they've been winning. I mean, they the fifth seed, if I'm correct? I gotta look back. I think they the fifth seed. So the Lakers are they doing pretty hot right now. And my Rockets per se ain't did nothing yet. They thinking about giving Kevin Durant. I mean, I feel as if we should not get rid of our young core just for Kevin Durant. As I don't know if that was really just per se the best thing to try to think about doing. I mean, I'm not trying to get rid of Amen Thompson or any few other people just for Durant when I got me a whole future build off of. And then I already, of course, got Cam Whitmore, and I already got stars. Okay, what do I do for a living? Every so often, uh, I do this, of course. I mean, I enjoy doing YouTube. I make my pay. I go to school. I try to try to pursue a degree. That's what I'm trying to do, in architecture. And then of course I do security. Security is a fun job. I get a lot of fun doing that as well. So, but like I said, the Rockets trading away for Kevin Durant wouldn't make any sense, and they already got their starting, but getting Jaden Springer, I didn't really get a chance to look at his college highlights, so I don't know how good he was. I mean, he a young man. He didn't really get the chance to play, so yeah, I go to school. I'm trying to pursue an extra degree. I go to school to try to be an architect. I'm at the age of 23, so I started kind of late for college. Let's just say that. So I started kind of late. I had a lot of things, going on in my life. COVID hit. So many things happened where I couldn't really do a lot that I wanted to do. So I had to make my stardom a little different. So on the side, I went to work. Um, so it's really just gotta make it do what it make it do. All right, you just gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I'm 23. Yeah, I'm young. I mean, eventually, I'm gonna be in that unk status. I don't know why kids think why I'm an unk just because I'm 23. That's crazy to think about. I'm like, wait, hold on. Just because I don't know half the words y'all be saying nowadays, don't make me no unk yet. But like I said, Jaden Springer, I don't know how good he gonna be for the Rockets. He might not even get many minutes. Uh, if he does somehow be good, he'd be good. I mean, I want my team to blossom. Move on to the Milwaukee Bucks. Uh, Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. I mean, it's apples and oranges. You get a younger guy, older guy. It's about time they moved on from Chris Middleton. We kind of already knew they was going to eventually. So that's I guess I'm not one to shape their future or anything. I mean the Bucks, they is what they is. They've been doing great. The offense is gonna pick up. They've already. I will say this: the Bucks themselves, they're one of the. I think they are this season. If I am correct, let me look back. If I am correct, they're one of the lowest bottom seeded team, not the lowest team in defense. Their offense, of course, is great. I mean, obviously, adding Damian Lillard, adding all of that, but they're one of the lowest seeded teams in defense. So I gotta look. I gotta look back at it. Let me look back at the Bucks per se. Hold on, right quick, y'all. Let me move y'all out the way. Y'all kind of blocking the lettering. So let me see about the Bucks real quick, and then move back one more. And where's the K? There we go. Okay, so let me look at the Bucks real quick. Let me look at them Bucks. Let me see how good they've been doing on defense this year. Cause getting Kuzma, I'm interested. I wonder where their defense has been at this year. The Milwaukee Bucks have defensive rating of 113 this season. In the last 5 games at home, the defensive rating is da 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 da. So their defensive rating has not yet improved yet. So getting Kuzma really ain't gonna improve their defense, period, because they just ain't really the best team when it comes to defense. So I wonder how they gonna really actually be compared to I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Vlad Max, I like that. I like that. I appreciate it. Don't pay attention to too much of the facts. You gotta do what you gotta do. I like that. I like that. I like that. Appreciate it, dog. So, like I said, they defense per se, they got Kuzma. They got a guy that's really gonna get them some solid like 17 a game. Not bad. Uh the Wizards per se, I feel like they should flip Chris Middleton. I don't feel like they should keep him on the team anymore. They're rebuilding, so I don't think you really should put Chris Middleton on y'all squad. You should really trade him for as trade pieces. You really work well with that. But by all means, do what you got to do. The Bucks still got to make that time, that effort to, of course, achieve. Now that they got Kuzma, they still playoff contention with or without Chris Middleton. Um, would it go to the finals per se? That remains to be seen. I mean, the Bucks still got MVP caliber Giannis, of course, might win the MVP this year if Shea don't get it. SGA really been balling, which I feel like it should go to SGA. Kind of getting sick and tired of seeing a bunch of big men win the champion. I said the championship, win the MVP. They should give it to a guard now, or at least somebody that's small forward and under, because all the big men have been winning MVPs. They need to give it to Shea. I mean, Shea deserves it. I'm just being honest. Number one seeded team in the West. What more can you say? But like I was saying before, the Wizards, I feel like they should flip Chris Middleton. Trade him away for some prospects that you can get in the foreseeable future, some draft, or you should trade them just for some key guys that you can get to help out your bench, your key rotation. That's all I'm saying. And I'm sorry, Vlad Max. I ain't finna be doing that, dog. I ain't finna be giving out my information, my phone number like that. That ain't happening. I'm sorry, you're not getting that, man. But like I said before, they should be able to truly ball out if they get rid of Chris. Now, the Wizards team is, of course, rebuilding. They need to draft Cooper Flag, get the number one pick, call it a day. They should trade away Chris Middleton, get more draft capital, make that team an absolute, team to be feared, because the Wizards ain't been feared in years. And I mean that in cold-heartedly the best way I could possibly say it. They have not been feared in years. And sometimes you just get sick and tired of that, as a fan base. You need to be better. And the last time Washington, per se, the city, I shouldn't say this, that's recent. I mean, the Commanders, they've been balling. So, but like I said before, the team got to get better. And the Wizards ain't been the same without John Wall and without Bradley Beal. So who else did they have? Marcin Gortat, the Polish Hammer. Ain't that bad. So, oh yeah, I'm surprised if y'all forgot to tell me this. I know I said it about Mark Williams being traded to the Lakers. Oh, what'd you say? Not a number, but a logo of some kind. Shoot, I don't even know what you're trying to ask, Playboy. But the kind of profession I plan on going to, of course, either architecture I do plan on, trying to pursue, like I said. If that don't work out, you gotta always have a plan B. This is looking good right now, and I'm liking it. So, of course, YouTube has really, really, really been, on my radar, but as to continue pursuing. But, quit trying to ask too much questions. All right, just being honest with you, Vlad Max. So trying to ask too much, but you ask questions. Don't. I'm not saying you can't, but some that are too personal, you can't ask. All right. But like I said before, Mark Williams being traded to the Lakers is one of the best things you can actually do. They got themselves a future all-star. They got them a big man, of course, much needed. Luka. Oh, excuse me. Gotta let one go. Luka wasn't gonna be that replacement for center. But Mark Williams got traded from the Hornets. I thought the Rockets was gonna think about getting him because we do technically need a little bit of something. Uh, Hornets. They got Cam Reddish and Dalton Connect, and I think 2027, if I'm correct, 2027 draft pick. Shout out to that. And oh, appreciate it, Vlad. All right, bro. You get you some Z's. Appreciate the love, man, for stopping by. All right. But like I said before, Cam Reddish, don't connect, going to the Hornets. They really now this year they for sure gonna have to get them a big man because now they're really down a man that really can help them out. But draft, key pieces. I think they got what is old boy from if I'm correct. Old boy from Florida? Florida. What was his not the 7'9" Joker. He ain't even played yet. But shout out to him though. He cool. But not who they got a center from Florida. Cause they got a center actually that's in Florida, which will really help out the Hornets if they don't succeed past expectation. So hold on right quick, Avalon Nation. Let me move you just real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Why y'all not putting that? Don't I got that? Hold on right quick. Oh my God, I hate when I gotta do all this. There we go. Okay. They got a center that play for Florida. What is his name? Let me look at their roster real quick because I believe they do actually got a decent sized center that play for Florida. That'll be a good thing for the Hornets to get. I forgot his name though. Why can't I remember him? I've been keeping up with a little bit of college basketball lately. We finna find out and see. It don't matter as that load up. But anywho, like I said, they should get their Nah, one wants to load up. Okay. Where's their roster at? Come on, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. Junior. Michael Handleton. Mike Handel Logton. There it is. Handel Logton. Decent sized big man, 7 feet tall, and is averaging a pretty solid amount of points per game, and he's putting up numbers that needs to be putting up. And where is and really with that type of per se, their way of play style is fast break. They want their big men to score in the paint real quick and real fast. They don't want all that extra footwork. So I feel as if well, they do want footwork. I'm not gonna sell y'all on that. But they gonna need a big man now. I mean, now that their players have been leaving, trying to pull up the God, I hate that I gotta keep moving this. How much is he averaging a game this year? Is he playing this season? Am I tripping or he's not playing this season? I thought he was playing this year. Forget about it. We'll think about that later. I thought he was actually playing this season. Never mind then. Never mind. They should think about pretty much getting them a center though. Like I said, they should get them a center. help out that lineup now that they don't have, of course, Mark Williams on that team no more. But that has been the Charlotte Hornets and the Lakers. Of course, Lakers and Dallas already happened. Will the Lakers? I think they stopped moving now. I don't think they finna get nobody else at this point. Who's next on this list? Warriors. Warriors. Warriors trade. Y'all ready to talk about this? Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins. Jimmy Butler is going to the Golden State Warriors. Now, I think I've already knew this for months now that I've been saying that that trade needed to happen because the way how the Heat was playing, they weren't doing as much and it wasn't winning as much at the time. And I had a feeling that eventually Jimmy Butler was going to want to be traded. And I said, what about the Warriors? Warriors per se is one of the best teams to get traded to, if not the Phoenix Suns. But this whole Jimmy cycle, the Jimmy cycle, this Jimmy cycle it's been hectic. Him not really getting what he truly wants. Management, upper management has been, pushing him away to the side a little too much. Jimmy, of course, trying to fight back with a little bit of his negativity. It's kind of like too much big heads in a room, you know, pretty much fighting each other at this point. So egos have been changing this team and the way how they act. And now we've got this trade. He's going to the Warriors, a team that's really needed that extra leverage because it's really just been the Curry show and Jonathan. Draymond Green is, I thought, and I read a little, I think that was just rumor though, that he might get traded, which I don't know who gonna really want Draymond Green, but you never know. Somebody gonna want him, extra defensive piece. But Andrew Wiggins going to the Miami Heat, I dig it. Andrew Wiggins needs to make his stardom happen. He has had his few seasons where he's looked great. Of course, a couple years back, he made the All-Star team. Still don't know how he did that. But that's neither here nor there at this point. Andrew Wiggins has made his stardom, and he's playing great so far this season. 17 points a game, much needed. What is he gonna do on the Miami Heat that really gonna give him that extra leverage? I guess you can say be that Jimmy Butler light. Play defense. He can do that. He can score when he needs to. Tyler Hero is probably gonna be the star from going forward. It's gonna pretty much be the Tyler Hero show. He's already his first time being an All-Star this year. Shout out to that. And then just a few minutes ago, what a trade. I just saw it. It just passed through my screen. Cody Zeller is going to the Atlanta Hawks. Got traded from the Atlanta Hawks going to the Rockets. Not bad. Hey, like I said, they needed that big man, and they got it. They got Cody Zeller. Will he be good? Who knows? I don't know who they traded for, though, to get him. I'm actually curious. I'm going to look back at that. But back to Andrew Wiggins, like I was saying, I'm kind of proud of my Rockets doing something. But going back to Andrew Wiggins, like I said, the Warriors have now, moved on from that. They got their guy that they need. They got that guy that can shoot their 2-pointers and get their easy baskets. They're not gonna, I don't think, have him for long because the Warriors, like I said, they're always in a win now mode. Their rebuild process Every time, any team in California, I want y'all to say, I just want to tell y'all this right now. It's always in win now mode. Lakers, oh, well, probably maybe not really the Kings. Kings, but the Lakers, the Warriors, and sometimes even the Clippers are always in win now mode. Hopefully they get Kawhi back to be his normal self, you know, and they really start succeeding past what we need them to be because the Clippers injuries have just plagued them for years. But it pretty much became James Harden and of course who's the other guy? He's Norman Powell. Norman Powell. That pretty much became their team. But win now mode has always been a perspective with California teams. And I'm hoping per se that Jimmy Butler finally gets what he wants, actually bowls out. Hopefully he wins his first championship, even though a little bit per se sometimes he has been. I don't want to really use this word as in a wrong or derogatory way, but he's kind of been like kind of like a little brat. And I like Jimmy Butler. He's Himmy Butler sometimes, but it's I'm hoping he actually gets what he needs and actually wins. And I'm not going to, I feel like the whole Heat organization behind the scenes has been kind of a brat situation. Too many egos hitting each other's heads all the time. And it's been this. I'm hoping that the Heat got what they want, and I'm hoping that Jimmy got what he wants. And the Heat can now, of course, focus on their future. I'm not saying, Andrew Wiggins is going to be that future for, I don't know for how long, but I think at least for about 2 years, he's going to be their future. Let's see what else. Who else made some big moves? Valanciunas. About time. About time. Big rebounding guy. Jonas Valanciunas. If I am correct, he's going to the Kings. About time. He's going to a team that actually, hopefully, he can win some games this year. And the Kings is the best team to do it. They got Zach LaVine. Now that y'all think about it, forgot about that. They got Zach LaVine. Oh, I knew it. Just saw it. Andrew Wiggins just got flipped. He going to Detroit. Andrew Wiggins is going to Detroit. This trade deadline has gotten crazy and crazy by the second. Andrew Wiggins is going to Detroit. That's what I'm talking about. Andrew Wiggins is going to the Detroit Pistons. Shout out to Detroit, though. Detroit this year they bounced back drastically, which we didn't all think they would, but they did. Went from a low bottom team to now a better team. Am I tripping, or did he get traded to Detroit? Why did they show Detroit that he got traded to? Am I tripping? Why did they say that he going to Detroit? Why did they say that, bro? Man. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, why did they say that he was going to Detroit? I must be reading the wrong Andrew. Who knows? But I don't think Detroit has another Andrew on their team. But that's neither here nor there. So that means he's still on the team. He's still on the Heat. Maybe I'm misreading that wrong. We'll find out in a little bit. Shout out to the fact that, though, Sacramento Kings, they got what they need. They built in their team. They got Zach LaVine in a replace for, if I'm correct, who went to Chicago? What's it called? Went to Chicago. So somebody got traded from. No. But did anybody go from Chicago to there? I don't remember who went to Chicago. It was a 3-team deal. Uh, I forgot, but I know the Spurs got De'Aaron Fox. Which shout out to them. They got their future. I mean, once Chris Paul retires, got their new starting point guard. Yes, that's needed. Yes, that's worth it. Memphis Grizzlies. Wow, trading away Marcus Smart. I can't believe that. To the Wizards. You know, I was just saying it a few seconds ago that the Wizards should it was gonna make a flip and trade away a few other pieces. Thought they was gonna trade Chris Middleton. Instead, they buying crazy. They went and got Marcus Smart, former DP Player of the Year. Shout out to that man, Defensive Player of the Year. Marcus Smart is going to the Washington Wizards. It's good. Maybe you can make that team tough than what they used to be. Cause that is just it ain't been the season, man, for the Wizards, man. It ain't been the season. It's been per se. We thought they were gonna actually do a little something, but uh, Cody Zeller, shout out to him. He going to the Rockets. Quentin Grimes got traded from Dallas and he's going to the 76ers. Shout out to that. And like I said, De'Aaron Fox is gonna be playing with the Spurs. Zach LaVine gonna be playing with the Kings. And I don't know who the Bulls got. They got like a pick within that 3-team trade. Shout out to that. I will say this: Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are back to playing together. Will their chemistry get that team back to what they was last year, or will they be okay? I mean, they did get Jonas Valanciunas as well. So, what's truly going to happen with this team now? Will the Kings be that team to be feared? The Rockets ain't been doing much of nothing. They have been doing something. They traded for Cody Zeller, but they really needed to make a big move. Who else really need to make a big move right about now? The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns have been quiet. I don't know what Phoenix really gonna need to do. Either you trade Kevin Durant, or you keep this, or you just you build up with what you got, and you go to the finals. And be not remind Phoenix Suns compete every year, but here's one thing that always lacks with the Phoenix Suns. I'm pointing to my head because in order to win championship, it's a mental thing. You have to have them go-getters, the ones that really want to win. And Phoenix Suns every year have had that mentality. But it's either they stumble, they fumble, and they never pick the ball back up again. And I'm using a football reference because when you fumble the ball, you should be able to pick it back up. And this is what we got every season, every year with the Phoenix Suns. I feel as if finally they should have a chance, but then they fumbled. I remember when they traded away Chris Paul. I traded for Chris Paul. I said, yes. I said all they needed was a point guard, and that team is going to be something. They got Chris Paul. They went to the finals. Got beat by Milwaukee. Wasn't even a close series. Kevin Porter. Okay. 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 Going to the Bucks. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Kevin Porter going to the Bucks. I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't. I don't know how to feel about KPJ going to the Porter. I said going to the Porter. Going to the Porter. What the what? I don't know how to feel about KPJ going to the Milwaukee Bucks because what are you gonna run now? I mean, do you put Kevin Porter Jr. off the bench? But don't you have help me out here, Avalon Nation? Number what is it? Number 20 something is a is a star is a bench player. He's that guard that pretty much reminds me a lot of Austin Reeves. Plays just like him. Got his name though. I mean, I guess who knows. Maybe Milwaukee can find something for KPJ. Maybe they can run like a little pass around, a little odd. The one thing that KPJ really needs to pick up on his game on is his ability to pass the ball because not many people put him on the shooting guard position. Like he doesn't score as much to really be a shooting guard. He needs to be a point guard, and he needs to get better at it. Oh, James Wiseman. That's a name I have not heard in a minute. Is going to the Raptors. Not bad, not bad. James Wiseman. Hopefully he can in this full on career that he's been having so far. Hopefully he shifts from being what he is to shy away from being a bust. But we'll find out how that goes. And he has been, iffy. But being drafted in between Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball, and he's been that second income and has not made the All-Star team, or has he been really starting great, nor has he been playing the best. We've been seeing that like for years now. I mean, we've seen players just like James Wiseman, who's been drafted in between the best, like Sam Bowie, who was drafted in between Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan. It's been like this for years, man. Darko Milicic, of course, who was drafted in between LeBron James and who was the third pick in the NBA draft? Oh boy, am I tripping? What's old boy's name? Carmelo Anthony. So is it Carmelo or I'm tripping? Who was drafted in between? Who was drafted in between? My bad. I'm tripping, Avalon Nation. Is it Carmelo Anthony? Is it Carmelo? Hopefully he doesn't repeat that cycle. I'm being honest. Because the only cycle he needs to repeat is the ability to pass the ball, to score, and dunk the ball and get rebounds. That's the only cycle he needs to repeat per game. Hold on, Avalon Nation. Who's in the draft? Give me a second, Avalon Nation. If I'm correct, who was drafted that year? Was it Darko Milicic? Let me remember real quick. Oh no, it wasn't Darko. Yeah. Okay, it was Dwayne Wade. Okay, so it was Dwayne Wade. Okay, so it wasn't Darko. Who was drafted in that? What draft class was Darko in? Was it the year when Yao Ming got drafted? I'm trying to remember that. Couldn't be the year Yao Ming got drafted. It couldn't be. Uh-huh. 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 I'm trying to remember. So it was 03. It was 03, 04? So he went. Why did my screen pull up Dwayne Wade? Was they like rating the best picks in the draft? That's what they freaking did. Just rated the best pick. I must have read that wrong. Why did they show? I knew Dwayne Wade got drafted in that draft class, but back to what I was saying. He was drafted number 2, and we already know how the number 2 guys went in almost a lot of the drafts. And James Wiseman, I hope he can change up his whole thing, get a better game. The way as he's projecting to be playing so far, if he's gonna be this guy that's just gonna dunk the ball a lot, he needs to get better footwork. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of centers that's still in the league that's all really what they do is score in the paint. You have Steven Adams, still scores in the paint a lot. Who else? Nikola will shoot it every so often, but obviously he scores a lot, outside. But his inside game speaks volume. But I feel as if hot take, the way how his career is going, he might end up being a bust. Now, I don't know if y'all really, really when he got drafted, he was supposed to be so much better. He also had a team. He had Jaden Duran also on his team. So back when they was playing in Memphis together, I need James Wiseman to do more. I'm just being honest. As the number 2 pick in an NBA draft, and he hasn't did much, it's neither here nor there. I mean, at this point, but let's see him blossom. Mo Bamba is going to the Jazz. Calling your phone. Hey, where's Ollie with the mop? I'm just kidding. Like my Mo. Anywho, Mo Bamba. Feels like we don't hear that name much, but we do. It's going to the Jazz. Jazz, they do have a good lineup. Not the best per se. They got Colin Sexton. They got one of the guys I was happy to see that got drafted this year, Isaiah Collier. I don't know how to feel about the team. Jordan Clarkson, of course, plays for that team. I'm hoping that team could really break out of that guard mentality and actually get them a big man. And Mo Bamba is actually a pretty decent big man. Despite how many times he gets hurt, dude is very good on defense. And rebound numbers is pretty good. He needs to learn to score more. Or if not, he's just going to need to be this dominant defender that can stay healthy. Because there's been a lot of guys like him. Of course, Dennis Rodman is one of them. Rebounding menace, defensive menace. Ben Wallace, of course, defensive menace, rebounding menace. So I need Mo Bamba to be like that. If you're not going to score a lot, you're going to need to play a lot of good defense. Steven Adams is another good player that's done that. All these guys have been playing great. And Mo Bamba's just been that guy that we only know him relevancy from his song, and he hasn't did much since he got drafted out of Texas. So let's see what he can do. Okay. I'm hoping that Mo Bamba can make this stardom with the Jazz, make this team to what they really need to be, and actually rejuvenate his career. Change it around. Shift change. And so why is it? Okay, so Andrew Wiggins is going to the Pistons. Why did my screen not show that, though? That's crazy. Kyle Anderson, of course, slow-mo. He going to be playing for the Miami Heat. I forgot to mention that he got traded there as well with Andrew Wiggins, and now Andrew Wiggins is going to the Pistons. That's a good team for Andrew Wiggins to be on. I ain't gonna cap. That team actually might make some noise. Oh, yeah. They might actually be something. Possible the way how they're projected to be, where they're playing this season, 2025 playoffs, will they make it? Detroit actually got a chance. Detroit basketball might be doing something. Motor City might actually be making something. Because last year they was doing nothing but wearing garbage bags. So this year, maybe they might take out the trash and might actually make it somewhere into the playoffs. Clap it up, Detroit. The Rockets did the same thing, but they didn't stink up last year. They just finished 500, but didn't make the playoffs. So let's see who else is really interesting. Cody Martin. It's not really much of a name to really talk about, but shout out to the twins. Cody and Caleb Martin. Shout out to the twins. They haven't been like the most well-known players since they got drafted out of Nevada, but they something. Oh, okay. That's an interesting trade right there. The Hawks got Karis LeVert. And I will say this. I feel like ever since that, I believe he had a heart attack, if I'm correct. Ever since that heart attack, we haven't been talking much about Karis LeVert. But Karis LeVert going to the Atlanta Hawks? I'm constantly balling like Karis LeVert. Hey, I ain't got no pencil and a pen in his book bag. I say y'all know nothing about that. Okay, I'm relaxed. I don't want to get too hood up in here. But Karis LeVert going to the Atlanta Hawks, and they also got Terrence Mann. So they're running a pretty good guard lineup right now. What would this team accomplish now that they've got? They might actually make some noise, man. I mean, the Hawks already got a good three-point shooter, as in Trae Young, of course. Got snubbed from the All-Star team this year. Averaging, I believe, 26, 27 this year? Oh, excuse me. Got snubbed from the All-Star team. Surprising. I wouldn't have expected that. I would have not expected that. 24, or is it 24? He averages 24, 25, 26, 27, whatever number that is. He's averaging high numbers to the point where he should have been an all-star this year. Got snubbed, really balling heavy this year. Still got his assists per game numbers up. Obviously, the only thing that Trae Young ever likes is defense, but we wouldn't be saying that because Ben Simmons got shut down. So hopefully Ben Simmons can get his career to come back. I mean, people fail to see that this dude was a two-time all-star. Defensive guy when he played. Obviously out of LSU. Ben Simmons was something. It feels like just yesterday he was actually the Rookie of the Year. 3-time Rookie of the Year. So, 3-time Rookie of the Year. I'm joking, y'all. But Trae Young got him actually pretty good right-hand man. And actually, Karis LeVert can help you out in so many ways. Can score, can put up numbers. Definitely a pretty good. If do right, he could be a 16, 17, maybe about an 18-point per game guy. And at least about 4 rebounds and about 4 assists. 18, 4, and 4. He actually can be that guy. And actually could be an all-star on your team if he plays above his average stats. He actually can be pretty good. Okay, not bad. That's actually a pretty good trade. I don't know who they got rid of, but he traded away from Cleveland. Cleveland this year, number 1 seed in the East. They do be getting dominated, though, by the Thunder because that game was, God, I remember that was pretty much a massacre that they put up on them. But so far, the trade deadline has been going pretty well. Let me know your aspect and how you feel about this trade deadline. I'm not saying I'm going to be, of course, filming this whole thing the whole day. Still got some things to do, Avalon Nation. But I wanted to hop on in here, talk about, of course, Luka been traded to the Lakers. Anthony Davis going to the Mavericks. Of course, a few little Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors. That's crazy to think about. Um, who else is De'Aaron Fox, of course, on the Spurs. The Sacramento Kings getting better. Got Zach LaVine. Now they got DeMar, and obviously they got DeMar, and they got Jonas Valanciunas, and they got Domantas Sabonis. Team's gonna be good. Who else am I missing? Kevin Durant could possibly get traded by the end of this day. Who knows? We're gonna have to see about that. Let's see who else. Cody Zeller. I know that's not much to talk about, but he's going to the Rockets, going to my team. Andrew Wiggins traded to Detroit. Now Detroit is going to be even better now. They really finna bring back Detroit basketball. That's what I'm talking about. Undercut trade, untalked about trade right now. Brandon Ingram is going to the Toronto Raptors. Kevin Durant's twin. I don't need to say no more. I don't need to say no more. Because you're going to be jumping high as a kite with the Raptors, if you catch my drift. But anyway, Avalon Nation, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to have to dip on y'all. But let me know how y'all feel about this whole deadline, this whole trade, this whole everything. Put it down in the comment section because it's been so far an interesting trade deadline. And let me know how y'all feel about y'all moves on y'all team that y'all been made. And who's making it to the finals now that this trade deadline is going to be over with? Who's going? Because my team, I'm still rooting for it. But who's going to knock out these Giants now that these Giants got back up? But later, Avalon Nation, we out this thing. Hold up. Y'all made me forget my outro. Make sure to tell y'all mama, tell y'all dada, tell y'all sister, tell y'all brother, tell y'all grandmother, tell y'all grandpapa, tell y'all next door neighbor, and tell your cousin that you know down the street that your boy TY is on the come up and he want to make sure y'all here rocking with him. Later, Avalon Nation. Deuces.